Chapter shared with you today, and the Hormone Balance Bliss Challenge Countdown Day 5. Join me Monday. Today, I want to talk to you about some of my favorite quotes about hormones that aren't really about hormones, but they're so good for hormones. So I wanted to talk to you about that. So I was reading this great article in the Townsend Letter, which is one of the best kind of root cause resolution, functional medicine, holistic medicine journals available, the Townsend Letter. And it was particularly about the use of bioidentical progesterone, different modes of application. Is it best to use it transdermally, transvaginally, oral troches, orally? What's the best, safest way for breast and endometrium? Because those are the big concerns you've got to have if you're using estrogen. You got to have progesterone to balance out that estrogen. Or you can increase the risk of uterine or breast cancer, right? And nobody wants that, right? Right. So just reading this article by Gary Huber, and he had some great quotes in here I have to share. So the first at the beginning was from Winston Churchill. Men occasionally stumble over the truth, but most of them pick themselves up and hurry off as if nothing had happened. And why does this apply to hormones? Because it so does. So in the article, he goes on to talk about how corporate or mainstream doctors and scientists continue to be confused about the difference between synthetic hormones that are foreign to our bodies and natural hormones that are the same or biologically identical to what we naturally have and are born with. Now, should there be confusion among the people treating you as to what's a synthetic and what's natural? Probably not, right? Like they should really have a grasp of this, but they don't. So that's why I love this quote. Men occasionally stumble, and women, over the truth, but most of them pick themselves up and hurry off as if nothing had happened. So when it comes to bioidentical or natural hormone therapy, that's really what has happened with mainstream medicine. The truth is there staring them in the face, but they just don't want to see it. So, you only see what you want to see or what you're trained to see. So I love that quote, even though it's not specifically about hormones, it is about hormones. And then at the end, he has another great quote from Maslow. That's Abraham Maslow. If your only tool is a hammer, then every problem looks like a nail. How many of you have experienced that? I don't know about you, but I've tried to hammer a nail into the wall using the bottom of a coffee mug. Has anyone ever done that? So when you've got to get a nail into the wall, everything looks like a hammer, including your coffee mug. Shoot, I could use the back of my iPad if I had to. Everything will look like a hammer. And this is true with hormones as well. So, the tools of corporate medicine are drugs and surgery. And so when it comes to alleviating symptoms, that's what is done, right? The big hammers are brought out, which are drugs and surgery. And Paulo wants to say hello. Say hello. So those were some quotes that I love. It just goes to show that, what you think you're getting necessarily at your doctor's office isn't what you might want to get or what you might want to believe that you are getting. And I think those two quotes really highlighted is that, when you've got a paradigm of medical care, and that's what we're taught in medical school, you go out to practice medicine and you apply that paradigm to every situation. And the paradigm is, for every symptom, your goal is to get rid of the symptom. And when you've gotten rid of it, you claim victory, and you get rid of it with drugs and surgery. So that's your big hammer. Everything looks like a nail. Every symptom is a nail. And you just want to know, what drug do I need to give? What surgery do I need to do? And I see eyeballs in both places. Give me a shout out. Let me know who's here. We teach you differently in the Hormone Bliss Challenge, right? Every symptom is not a nail, and everything doesn't require a big old hammer of a drug or a surgery. You know, symptoms are your body's way of talking to you and telling you what's wrong so that you can investigate why you are having this symptom, and you can address why you're having it and then fix the reason why. So the symptom goes away, not because you gave a drug to cut off your body from your brain so no pain or discomfort signals come through, but it goes away because you fixed the reason why. You addressed the problem. My dog has decided this is the time to play with his crunchy toy, because, you know, all of a sudden the pets are like, she's on IG Live. We need to be seen too. So the cat runs up here and the dog grabbed his scrunchy toy. Okay. So, you know, that's what we teach you in the Hormone Balance Bliss Challenge. 12 days, 12 simple steps starting next Monday. I know, I see someone said, ha, ha, ha. I know, right? The pets. Like, remember like when we were little kids, did you guys ever do this? I did this. And my mom would be on the phone talking to her girlfriend for like an hour. And I would just have the most elaborate gestures and make noise because I wanted her attention, right? That the pets literally do that. Whenever I get on some type of Zoom or live, they start the shenanigans. Anybody relate to that? I remember doing that. So in the Hormone Bliss Challenge, we teach you that, you know, not every symptom is a nail that needs a big old ass hammer, right? Your body is talking to you, telling you, I don't like certain things you're eating. We'll go over that in the challenge. I don't like certain ways, things and aspects of your lifestyle, and we'll go over that in the challenge. I'm not happy with maybe your digestion and certain good or bad bugs that are living in your gut. You need those, but you got to have the right ones. So go over that in the challenge. So I teach you in the challenge the 12 steps that I take my one-on-one clients through so that you have a blueprint of what you need to do. You will have a plan and a blueprint so that you can balance your hormones. And if you don't know by now, as a woman, your hormones are the foundation of your health. They run everything. They are the regulators. They originate with your nervous system. And this beautiful mainframe computer you have up here, your brain, originates your nervous system, and your hormones come from that. It's part of your nervous system. It's called your neuroendocrine system. Endocrine is hormones, neuro is nervous system. So I teach you how to balance that, because if you don't balance your hormones as a woman, you'll never achieve the weight you want, the energy you want, the sleep you want, the hair you want, the sex drive, the cognitive functioning, memory, mood, right? Absence of depression and anxiety, right? All these things originate because your hormones are out of balance. Every symptom has a hormone imbalance as a part of it. Every disease has a hormone imbalance as a part of it. So you've got to start with that foundation, right? Like the foundation of your house. You know, maybe they pour concrete, or maybe you live near water and you're up on pylons, you know, up in the air, or maybe you have a basement, a concrete basement, but you got to have a foundation on a house, right? Well, this is your house that you get to live in on this planet and walk on this earth in. So you got to have the foundation, and the foundation is your hormones. And I think women, we intuitively know this. We're very in tune with our hormones and our cycles. Probably some of you remember, if you still cycle or used to cycle, how you feel at different times of that cycle, right? Or maybe you see the planet cycling with the moon. The sun has a cycle every day. The moon has a cycle every day, but it also has a cycle every 28 days, right? Where it goes full, new, full. And you might notice how you feel at different times of that cycle. So, women, we have this, I think, this attunement with our cycles of our hormones, with our cycles with the environment. So we're very much aware when something's off. Like, I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever been pregnant, like, something wasn't right, right? Because maybe even before your period, you missed a period, you're like, something's different. And then when you miss a period, you're like, oh, something's different. And I think I'm pregnant. So we're very much attuned. And, unfortunately, our medical system has really discounted and dismissed and gaslit us women when it comes to our intuition and understanding of how our bodies work and what's wrong. If you hear me and you feel me and you agree, give me a heart, give me a thumbs up, give me a something, let me know you hear me, because this is happening pretty systematically. But what I want to tell you is, despite these quotes that I shared with you today, you are the expert on your body. You are the expert. Yes, Jill says right on. You are the expert. You know yourself better than anyone ever will. So don't ever let somebody tell you, I don't care if they're an authority in a white coat. I do not care. You're the authority. You've lived in this house longer than anyone, right? And you have first degree knowledge. So even if they don't know what the deal is, they don't know the difference between a progestin and a progesterone. They don't know that women, even though they've had a hysterectomy, still need progesterone to protect their breasts and their brain and their heart and their bones and their muscles and everything, right? Even though they might be unaware or clueless, you know your body, right? You look at your face every day in the mirror, so that when you look in the mirror, you go, oh my God, there's a pimple. You don't have to go to the doctor to tell you that you have a pimple on your face, because you look at your face all the time. So if you tune in and you really know yourself, and you know when you feel good, what's happening for you, when you don't feel so good, what's happening for you, you really know yourself and your cycles. You don't need the doctor to tell you, like, oh, your periods are crazy crime scene periods, like we talked about yesterday, heavy, painful, not normal, by the way, although society would have you believe it is. It's not. That's not normal, right? Like when I was a teenager and I had that, and I didn't know. I was a little girl, and they just put me on pain medicine. And so I accepted it. And then they put me on birth controls, which we talked about yesterday too, which was one of my biggest hormone mistakes that I hope you don't fall for. So trust yourself. If you think there's something wrong, I promise you there's something wrong. So if you go to a practitioner and they're like, oh, it's normal for your age to be tired and want to take a nap in the afternoon. It's normal for your age to carry 30 extra pounds. I call bullshit. Not true. There's no reason that at 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, you can't be as healthy, vital, vibrant, and alive as you were at 20. Yep, you heard me right. So it's not normal for your age, right? It's just something in their worldview paradigm. They don't know what's wrong. Yeah, I interviewed someone for the Hormone Prescription podcast yesterday, Dr. Lindsay Berkson. She's amazing. And that episode will come out next month, so make sure you catch it. And she said, when doctors say there's nothing else they can do for you, it means they don't know of anything else to do for you. It's not that there's nothing else that can be done. It's just that in their toolbox, in their dictionary, encyclopedia, they don't know of anything else, because they only have a toolbox this big. So if they tell you, oh, it's normal for your age to feel crappy and have all these symptoms, not true. It's just that they don't know. In their worldview, women get old, deteriorate, and die prematurely. In their worldview, 1 in 2 of us get cancer. In their worldview, heart disease and heart attacks are the number one killer of women over 50. In their worldview, we have a significant risk for Alzheimer's, right? So their worldview is you're going to age, get decrepit, deteriorate, and die. That's their worldview, but that's not reality. There's so much more that can be done for you. And like this quote from Winston Churchill exemplifies, what is it that when people stumble on the truth, some men stumble on the truth. Now I got to the wrong page. Oh, here it is. Men occasionally stumble over the truth, but most of them pick themselves up and hurry off as if nothing had happened. So, maybe they've never come across this information. I mean, truthfully, 10 years before I came across the information that saved my life that I now teach other women, I had come across a little bit of this information and I had poo-pooed it because I had what I say a lot of us MDs have. You know what they say MD stands for? I'll tell you, but don't tell anyone else. Minor deity, MD. We know everything. I had a little of that. I had a little contempt prior to investigation. So I came across this information. I was like, that's nonsense because I didn't learn about it in my training. So it's not a thing. And I just discounted it. And then it wasn't until I had so much pain that I became teachable. And then I was open and I was like, oh my God, obviously when I weighed 243 pounds, there's something that I'm missing. And then I was willing to be teachable. How many of you are ready to be teachable? You're like, okay, Uncle Dr. Kieran, I've had enough. My life is a mess. My health has gone down the drain. I am circling the drain. Every day I wake up, it's a new symptom. I don't know what it's going to be tomorrow. I am afraid. I was looking forward to retirement, but now I'm scared because I don't even have the energy to do the things that I want to do. And I don't even know if I'm going to successfully make it to retirement because I'm so daggum tired, Dr. Kieran. And I was thinking I'm going to get to retirement and then I'm going to be traveling and I'm going to be gardening and I'm going to be hanging out with my grandkids. But I feel like crap. And something's wrong. And my doctor tells me it's normal for my age and they don't check women's hormones. And every day it's something else. My knee hurts. My toe hurts, right? My digestion's crazy. I don't poop every day. I get gassy when I eat certain things. I can't remember why I went in the room. I just feel kind of blue a lot of days, or I feel super anxious, right? Or you fill in the blank. My hair's falling out. I have no sex drive. I don't care if I ever have sex again, right? These are not normal things. Not at 30, not at 40, not at 50, not at 70, not at 80. Just because they're common doesn't mean they're normal. So you need to erase that. You think because you look around and all your girlfriends are medicating themselves with coffee in the morning and wine at night, that's normal. And that's just how it's going to be. You probably even see your healthcare provider doing that. Am I speaking truth here? Jill says you're hilarious. I'm just telling it like it is. Reality is hilarious if you really think about it. It's not really hilarious though, Jill. I mean, I'm making fun of it, but this is a serious issue. Menopause is essentially a terminal condition, and nobody treats it like that. We have documented that the earlier you go through menopause, the shorter your lifespan. Y'all hearing this? The earlier you go through menopause, it cuts years off your life. If there were any other disease that cut years off of your life, everybody would be up in arms having walking marathons and pink ribbons to do something about it. But nobody's doing anything about it. And the stance of the medical establishment is, oh, it's just a normal phase of life. Only treat their symptoms. Only give hormones if it's really bad for two symptoms, vaginal dryness and hot flashes. Never mind, your brain needs these hormones is shriveling up and putting you at risk for dementia and Alzheimer's disease, which is the most horrible disease. If you've known anyone who had it, my mother has it. It is horrible. So it's funny, but it's not funny. It's like when if you don't laugh, you'll cry. All right, I'm not going to cry today, y'all. So this is why I am running the Hormone Bliss Challenge again starting Monday. So click the link in the link tree on Instagram, or go up in my bio on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're watching, and come join me. It is going to be super fun. It is simple every day, one simple step every day. You will have a blueprint of what to do so you don't fall into that trap. The traps we're talking about that I know you're all falling into if you're going to your $30 HMO copay doctor. I know that's what you're getting. Or you're getting like, oh, we don't test women hormones. Here's a prescription. Oh, maybe they give you like, oh, you're just depressed. Here's an antidepressant. Oh, you just need a sleeping medication. Here's a sleeping pill. Oh, you just need an H2 blocker for that reflux. Oh, you just need, and you got a fistful of prescriptions, none of which address the problem, none of which protect your beautiful brain, your bones, your heart, none of that. Okay. Or maybe they go, okay, you want hormones. First, they're going to scare you about that. And maybe they're going to give you a one size fits all prescription to go to the regular pharmacy. They're not going to test you. They're not going to monitor your levels. And they're just going to go, how you doing when you come back? Right? No bueno. You deserve better. You are a queen, right, Jill? Am I speaking? Jill's hearing me. Who else is hearing me? Rock the Silver. My OBGYN told me starting hormonal treatment was too complicated. Oh my God. That is a classic quotable. All right. I got to take a screenshot of that. Give me a second. Hold on. It's so good. That is a quotable. My OBGYN told me starting hormonal treatment was too complicated. That's classic. So that's exactly right. And who says that something's complicated? Like, that's a medical professional who's supposed to know about this shit, right? It's complicated because OBGYNs aren't taught about hormones. They don't speak hormone. So it's like, if I'm a school teacher and I teach math and somebody comes to me and is like, can you give me an analysis of this Shakespeare sonnet? I'm going to be like, that's too complicated. Because I can't do it. I don't understand it. And that's basically what they're saying. I don't understand it. And that's why I created the Hormone Club, because women can't get the right testing and treatment to get bioidentical hormones. So that's another thing. If y'all are interested and you're like, I want bioidenticals. I want the right test. I want the Dutch test. Go to thehormoneclub.com. Make sure you put the in front and you can get that there. But there are hormones you need a prescription for, and that's what the Hormone Club gives you. But there are hormones you don't need a prescription for that you need to fix. And I'm going to teach you about all of this in the Hormone Balance Bliss Challenge, which is super fun. We had so much fun when we did this last time. Let's say we did it at the end of November. So much fun. So, and super awesome women in the challenge. So that includes you. So I hope you for sure will join me. You can click the link at the top of wherever you are watching me now and find out more and join me. We will welcome you with open arms, hugs, and kisses on Monday. Thanks for joining me. I hope you liked those quotes. I'll just reiterate them in case you want to share them with someone, because I think they're great. Winston Churchill: men occasionally stumble over the truth, but most of them pick themselves up and hurry off as if nothing had happened. I love that one, especially when it comes to hormones, because docs stumble over this and they just brush themselves off and keep going. They go, it's too complicated. And then Maslow says, if your only tool is a hammer, then every problem looks like a nail. Right? So regular doctors just want the easy solution. Hormonal treatment is a little on the complicated side, but if you speak hormone, it's not. Just like Spanish is complicated if you don't speak Spanish, or Russian or Italian, right? If you don't speak those languages, it seems complicated. But once you speak them, it's no problemo, right? No problemo. So I speak hormone. So hormone is my second language, second to English. And it is super easy to help a woman with her hormones. And everything you want happens on the other side of balanced hormones. So this is like the bridge you have to go over, the step you have to take to get everything you want. Lose the weight, get it to a healthy weight, get your energy and vitality back, sleep well, have mental clarity, focus, memory, lack of depression and anxiety, joy. How about some joy? Who would like some joy? Everything you want happens on the other side of hormone balance. So I hope you'll join me for the Hormone Bliss Challenge. I would be honored to have you. I will talk to you tomorrow. We're going live every day around this time. Let's see, what are some of the other topics we're going to cover? Oh, I do have an interview set up in the next few days with a colleague you're going to love. We're going to talk about hormones. We're going to talk a little bit more about how I learned how to speak hormone and got over my minor deity complex. And the moment in my life that really changed how I view hormones. I used to think of them as like this little accessory, kind of like, we ladies will carry a little special pocketbook to a black tie event that maybe we only take out when we go to a black tie event. Like hormones were just a little sidekick, And now I know it is. Hormones are everything. Everything. So if you don't know that, you got to join me for the challenge, because I am going to rearrange your view of your health and your hormones and teach you how to speak hormone. I hope you'll join me there. Mwah. Bye. Love you.